What is up, you guys? I'm Sid, and today I have a kind of weird personal video about my eye. So, first things first, it's so funny how the internet changes over time. Like, I remember Googling eye astigmatism, why is my iris not like a perfect circle, things like that. I Googled after I went to the eye doctor a few years ago. I want to say junior or senior year of high school, so like 6-ish years ago. And when I Googled it, it had, I feel like, a lot better information than it does now, to be honest. And it was different. Like now, when I Google about eye astigmatism, it doesn't seem like I have it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't have vision issues. I don't have blurriness. I don't have it. That's what pops up when you Google eye astigmatism, is like the cornea being misshapen, but that's not what's misshapen on my eye, it's my iris. And yeah, I don't have headaches anymore. I mean, I used to, but that's caused by a lot of things. I'm pretty sure it was just stress at the time, but I don't have them anymore. It's not like that's gonna magically go away if my astigmatism doesn't magically go away. You know what I mean? So then I Googled iris, not a circle, and then it comes up with this coloboma, which is like a defect in the iris that can cause the pupil to appear keyhole shaped or irregular. But my pupils are normal. It's just my iris that is slightly different. I'll try to show you guys. It's this one. Like right here at the bottom, this bottom corner right here. I can see it because I know what I'm looking for. But this one is like a perfect circle. This one on the bottom right there, it's misshapen a little bit, and you wouldn't know just looking at me. But if you zoom in, you can see, oh yeah, there's like a little, looks like someone just, when my eye was being made or something, you know? Maybe I'll insert some pictures where you can see it better, but let's have a little story time on how I discovered this. So there's an eye doctor in my hometown that my mom has gone to because she wears contacts. And when I was a kid, I mean, I had to have been at least 11 or 12 because I had just gotten this dog, and it was before my dad got his own house because his dog was still living in my mom's house. And he had scratched one of my eyes on accident one night, and so I went to the eye doctor to get it checked out because like it really hurt. And he was like, yeah, he scratched your cornea a little bit. There's not really anything we're gonna do to help it heal. It's just gonna heal on its own because it's kind of minor, but yeah, I see the scratch on the cornea for sure. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. So then flash forward years later, I go to get my eyes checked for some reason. I think because it was free on the insurance at that point and it wasn't before, so my mom was like, just go because it's free. So I did. And I didn't recognize the guy because it had been a few years. It had been like 5 years because that was when I was 11 or 12, and then I went again when I was like 16 or 17. I remember it was when I was smoking weed, so it was like 5 years later. So the guy looks at my eyes and he backs up immediately and he goes, whoa, I remember you came in here like 5 years ago. Is that true? And I asked my mom, I was like, is this the place we came to 5 years ago when Kimba scratched my eye? And she was like, yeah, it is. And then I looked at the guy and I was like, oh, he does kind of look familiar. So I was like, yeah, I did come here like 5 years ago. And he goes, I remembered your eye. And I was like, okay, excuse me, what? Like, that's kind of weird. He probably looks at thousands of eyes, but he remembered mine? Like, why? And he said, I didn't say anything 5 years ago because I didn't know what the heck it was, but you have this, like, I don't remember if he said 1 in a million or 1 in a billion. And I know it's a really big difference between million and billion, but he said one of those numbers. I'm pretty sure he said 1 in a billion, eye astigmatism or eye disorder or something. And I was like, what do you mean? You can tell by just looking at it? And he was like, yeah, this eye, your right eye, the iris is not a circle. It's like lopsided. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he asked me if I had any trouble seeing or if my vision was blurry or anything like that. And I'm like, no. We did a vision test and I had like average eyesight. He prescribed me glasses. And then when I got these glasses, I swear it was just glass in frames. Like there was no difference when I had the glasses on or when I had them off. He said it was far away sight to see a little bit better, but it didn't help me see any better with the glasses on, so I just like got rid of them or returned them or something. Like the prescription was the slightest tint or whatever to the glasses. I'm not saying I have like amazing 20/20 vision, but it's not bad at all. I have really good eyesight, if I do say so myself, okay? But anyways, yeah, I freaked out some eye doctor and he told me that I have this special eye. So then naturally I'm wondering if I have always had it. And out of curiosity, I go back and I try to find some baby pictures where I can see my eye close up. And I found some pictures where it did look like I had this my whole life. And then this one picture I found, you can really see that was a close-up of my right eye and my iris is lopsided. So who knows, maybe it gives me superpowers or something. I don't know. I feel like I should point out that I literally have a friend who doesn't have like a lopsided iris, but she has brown eyes too, but she has this kind of blob that's part on her iris and then it goes off into the whites of her eyes as well. And I've never seen anybody who has an eye like that. But it was really cool. Senior year in high school, her and I were like best friends and I got my lopsided eye. You can't really tell by just looking at me, but hers you can tell more so, close up especially. Hers is much more noticeable than mine. I don't know what they call hers, like an eye astigmatism or something like that. I don't know. Hers isn't even really her iris being misshapen. It's like this kind of blob thrown on her eye as well, if that makes sense. It looks really cool. But yeah, she's the only other person I know with like an interesting eye. It's also kind of weird that we both had this experience the same night. Late December, once again, senior year of high school. She was in Michigan, I was visiting my family in New York, and I had this like weird abduction experience, and she said something similar, even though we were in different areas. I believe we might have been abducted by aliens together the same night. I don't know if our eyes have anything to do with that whatsoever, but I gotta say it's pretty freaking synchronistic. It's estimated that 1/3 of people in the US have astigmatism, so it's like not a rare thing at all to have an eye astigmatism. I just don't understand what kind of astigmatism I have because my vision is not affected at all. And from my understanding, it's just my iris. It's not these other parts of my eyes that are misshapen at all. So I don't really understand what my disorder is called. Maybe you guys are going to be like, oh, that's just astigmatism. It's super common. But I don't think that would be the case for this eye doctor to be like, whoa, like literally jump up from his chair and say that he remembers my eye from years ago, even though he sees tons of eyes every day at work. So that's my story, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.